Of course there were.
It was not of 100 Frights because you had to face 100 of your foes from the past.
Though, like, let's be honest, the true, real enemy of this game is the camera. Also, ooh, look at that bit rate.
Oh, the stupid running section. Which is on a timer.
Yes, which, again, when I was a child, that was one, like...
And there's that off-camera rock with some snacks on it.
Which I think
You ran past, yes. And you missed a snack the one way, anyway. It was like diagonal off, like, the third rock? Yeah.
Cool.
To be fair, you get a decent amount of time. Now you're literally only missing the one, and you're gonna reset at the top.
No. This area is so long, they reset you here. This is like one of the only areas in this game that does it. Because the section was that...
I thought you used the door.
No.
If you use the door...
No, I just touched the warp gate and then did...
Oh wait, you didn't pay the snack toll, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay, you got everything. And we're finally in the freaking cave system I was talking about. Yeah, 550. And to be fair to that one guy, like, because you just spent 550,
No.
you were up 500.
Uh-huh.
This is what
I was around like 1,000, and because I was around 1,000, that means I would have been around 500, meaning if I hadn't skipped the one gate, what? Oh, that's funny. Oh wait, the game does that trend, I forgot about that.
The more direct plot is plunging out of here, but if you come in here without the plunger shoes, you can exit out the, like, top.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, but this area, because this is actually considered different from the Skull Cave, this area is, like, one of the areas I was missing Scooby snacks in. Because, like I said, the upcoming room is a pain in the dick hole.
Going back to the...
So, a part of the reason a bunch of shit is also going to be in here in a minute as I do just, you know, run around like a jackass trying to pick up all of this shit.
Going back to what we were talking about for a minute, the beta version, like, it was a really ambitious, like, project because you were technically controlling Shaggy and Scooby on, like, a pre-rendered, like, FMV movie.
Like I said,
and there's a lot of stuff that had no reason being as detailed as it was. Like, one of the rendered areas was this tiny-ass library that you would run through, and most players are not going to pay attention to the fact that they rendered out and modeled, like, 200 books in there.
Why? Wait, you say 200, do you mean like 200 individual? Because it's
yes.
Like, why did you not just repeat like the same 5 or 6 over and over again? You're the ones that made that harder for yourself.
Bad enough due to get the monster token?
I can't remember. A gargoyle is something you can jump off of.
Speedruns do that. It is possible where you can just barely use the gargoyle by the door.
Oh, is this one of the...
That's a
shortcut.
Back to the start of the hedge maze.
Is that a one-way path? I can't remember.
I don't think.
Oh, we're about to find out.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I have the warp gate.
No, I'm pretty sure this is the nonsensical one. You can just, yeah, turn around and go back in the cliffs.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a little bit more sensible. Than, yeah. See how he...
Damn it.
Because he positions himself.
That's why I started back right there.
Yeah.
That was why I took that, so that he'll always, damn it, sort of be in position.
And that's an easier... That's an easier speedrun trick. Because that's just simple positioning, because... You can just kind of barely, with him flying around, get just enough height to get into that. It's not that hard to do, because he's just...
Especially because of gargoyles, like, they, you know, sit there for a minute. I'm intentionally trying to kill myself, so I'll just respawn up there, but... Of course, when I want to die, the enemy doesn't have collision. Fuck you, game.
Should be possible. But again, certain speedrun tricks, even with it being technically possible, sometimes hard to kind of learn in sort of a blind state, because you need...
Yeah, I can't jump on them naturally. So, what I need to ground pound and then... Hold on, can you jump after a ground pound?
Kind of. I think they position it to get just enough height where... You see, you're incredibly close, and because you kind of bounce and go upwards, I think it's just enough positioning to kind of mess with the glitchy collision. Yep!
Ha! Bitch!
Ha! Okay, yeah, exactly.
It's a ground pound, not normal jump.
It's been a minute. I also don't speedrun this game. I just remembered! Seeing speedruns in motion, because they kind of fuck with the collision.
That run cycle.
Because he's sliding.
Yes, I know.
Sticky, sticky. That was a cool minor...
Wait, actually,
What?
Oh. Hold on, Hold on, I can't get... you know, can't get that yet. Wait, yeah, but...
It's this room!
No, I just remembered how everything was connected. I, like, fully 100%
You're mostly on...
Oh, yeah, it is this, a room, because this this leads to the section where... Though a funny thing you could do, now, like, it's somewhat hard to do because I don't have a specific upgrade, but you can just, there's no wall, so
you can just jump off and jump.
But there are Scooby snacks, so I'm going to do it the intended way. Yeah, but there is no wall here, you can just, like, jump off, and because of your double jump, use the second jump
to
try and get in, but as you can see, Scooby snacks, so fucking ice physics!
Oh no!
Though, I'll admit that's the thing about this room I, you know, somewhat don't like, is the stupid ice physics and the fact that you also have to do this every time.
I believe when you've crossed successfully once, they flag it as done.
No, you always have to do this every time you come back in here.
We've done multiple recordings now, and not one of us have made a fucking... But what I want to know is... Where's the caveman?
Because that's a vintage meme. That's a vintage meme. We need to make all. That was me pressing the control stick once. We need to reference all the new memes, like the meme that changed an aspect of multiverses, because this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, buddy.
It's this fucking room.
Yeah.
Basically, what this room is...
It's the water puzzle where you hit the switch and the water goes up.
And because of that, like I said, this room in, like, its entirety has to be done in one go, and I feel for a, like, children's game, the timing on this is actually kind of tight, and because of that, I will, like...
Well, if you run...
Wait. Oh, no. Yeah, well, one, that's another thing, you have to, like, run, and...
If you run, most people end up actually overshooting, because if you make it to the ends...
Yeah, I was going to say, there are actually a few parts in this where the game actually sort of punishes you for, and again, I know I am missing and shit, this room is sort of a pain in the neck. There are a few sections where the game actually, like this one as an example, you have to wait for it to get on screen. If you don't wait...
Because it sinks?
No, it's not because it sinks and because I'm on timer, I'm pausing to explain this. If you jump on that immediately and then jump across the next boat, you're not high enough. The water level is not high enough.
No, they sink. So if you go down there and are trying to wait on the boats, they start sinking.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, wait. No, wait, that was the one that's too high. That's the one you have to wait on. God damn it. And like I said, because of the nature of the room, something else...
The nature of the beast.
Something else stupid about this room that I kind of hate because of that is... Another obnoxious thing about this room that I hate because of that is that you can't do this room backwards. The door at the top of this place is a one-way door, so because it is a one-way door, it's not like you could do it backwards or something, which I kind of feel like entering the room from that, like, top part, what it should have done, it should have just forced the water to the top. I have to wait a minute.
You have to... Yeah.
Whew, and see, even then, I barely make it.
You could have waited a little bit longer. And then that boat, the gray one...
and then the gray ones, they don't sink.
And that first ledge is just a dead end with health, so...
There aren't any snacks on it?
I don't think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back in here later. Anyway.
You talking about going backwards, my mind! And this is just a good example of the...
On. Nice.
This is just a dumb example of the stupid way the human brain works, because you were talking about going backwards, and my mind started thinking about that, Captain Crunch PC game.
Is this one of... Whew, barely. And there's the power-up, the slam is stronger, but...
It's not stronger.
It's not?
No.
What does it do?
Something that is both incredibly useful and...
Oh. Can I make it over there?
I don't know.
God damn it, that ledge has the crap I missed, but...
Well, if you go...
No, that door, and because the water doesn't, I can explain this. This is the one-way path. If I go through there, I cannot come back. I would have to do the water or puzzle.
With a running start, maybe. Or you could just wait until you have the one power.
Fuck, I think I need the one thing. Well, actually, that would explain, if I do actually need the one power, that would explain why I never got it, because I don't think I ever completed that room again as a dumb child.
What? The slam upgrade does? If you slam near an enemy, it has a stunning effect.
Oh.
that's all it does, but that can be useful.
Yeah. Especially if you miss, because of points. Like I said, let's be honest, that camera ain't the greatest.
What I was going to say before you... What I was going to say was you were talking about going backwards, and my mind went to that old Captain Crunch PC game.
Why?
Because, and this is, like, it's a memory mostly of looking up the game and being reminded of, and it's just the weirdest fucking thing, where one of the mini games... Oh, hold on. There's another little... I'll go back to the Captain Crunch in a minute. There's a funny speedrun trick that you should be able to pretty easily do.
Captain and Crunch, isn't that the CEO of Blizzard? So, damn it.
When you're going up and around, like you have to, if you go to where the... Like, you need to knock the jars down. And you do have to knock the jars down. When you're going up and around, if you go to where the monster token is, you need to hit those vases down. They're at the top. But when you collect... I'll point it out if you jump to where the monster token is, because this is kind of funny. And should be pretty easy. Because you have to knock the vases down. It's just a...
It looks like I should be grabbing that.
It's off the ledge. I'll go back to my Captain Crunch point in a minute. I'm just jumping around. The monster token's in the hole.
Yeah. So...
No, if you grabbed the monster token first, I was going... To get to the monster token, you have to jump through the hole on the side. It was on the other side. And I was going to bring up people just double jump. There's not... You can kind of... It's hard to find it. There was a collision break. I was seeing if we could find it, because people will double jump and, like, knock the vase down. It was...
Oh, I know what I'm seeing if the game will say... Oh, no, the game doesn't... Okay, this will be a test to see if, like... If it's just, you just double jump and his, like, just jumping up hits the vase and it knocks the first one down.
No, they will double jump and do a weird clip. And I wanted to see if you could find it, because it's not that complicated, but it might take certain positioning. Because if we could find it, I was going to laugh, because it was kind of funny.
Yeah, so don't touch the...
They go... They'll sort of kind of side angle clip out in a funny way and grab the vase, but it seems like you can just kind of... Okay, you just jump out and do it normally. Hell, it might even be just using the edge where you have to kind of jump out anyway and just... Because the way it looks when speedrunners are moving really fast is they, like, slide in, get the... Go back to that Captain Crunch point in a second. If that's not actually a clip, and that was just me looking at it wrong, because they jump in and out really fast, and I thought they were clipping. To knock that one down, you have to hit it by swinging. Okay, back to... You asked why Captain Crunch, and it's one of the only fucking memories of that stupid PC game. Where that PC game is like, you... raise, like, those, like, crunch monsters and you put them in challenges. And one of the challenges is you have to race the captain. And he says that in, like, this world, you do a race backwards and he's driving a car, but his car is, like, instead of having a front, it's, like, two back ends.
So, it's like a reverse of those two front-end, like, clown cars?
It's just the weirdest fucking... He says he says the race is backwards, except you're not racing him backwards. He's just driving a, like...
And not just any race, a special kind of race to see who's the fastest. One day we're going to quote that out of context and people are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
This is Backwardia. Anything can happen in this crazy place, but it always happens backwards.
It's time for the question of the day, my overall thoughts on the topic. So anyway, do any of you remember that one Captain Crunch game? I know that was a weird thing to bring up, but Carson talking about things going backwards reminded me of the one racing minigame, because the setup for that racing minigame is that the area it takes place in is backwards, so the race is also backwards, except the thing is, the minigame, you start on the left side of the screen and move to the right side of the screen, and that is basically no different than any standard side-scrolling game, starting on the left and moving to the right, and the controls are normal. So the setup of this race being backwards is kind of pointless. If they wanted to do something with that concept that would have been kind of funny, you should have started on the right side of the screen and moved to the left, because you would be going backwards in the context of almost every side-scrolling video game. You start on the left and go right. So if you started on the right and went left, then that truly is backwards when compared to other side-scrolling games, and I think that would have been creative and really funny. If you started on the right and went to the left, that would be considered backwards as far as standard video game conventions go, but then that would not have affected the controls, because you would then control the character and move across the screen the other way. So instead of starting on the left and moving to the right, you start on the right and move to the left. That wouldn't affect the way you control the character, but that would create a funny meta context of the reason it's considered backwards is because you're moving in a very uncommon direction when it comes to side-scrolling type events, but because it plays completely normally, this quirky thing about the race being backwards is just incredibly pointless, and that has always stuck out in my mind just how bizarre of a concept this is, because they do nothing with it. Like, the race being backwards has no effect on the gameplay. They could have just said you're racing normally and nothing would change. It's just this quirky idea to create a weird, quirky minigame, but it's just pointless flavor text. It's not like it actually affects anything. I know this is a weird rant to go on, but this whole situation is incredibly bizarre to me. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.